Hello, my name is Andres Vinet. I am the head of the IT group in Chile for ESO, and together with Jorge Duperon, we are here to tell you which are our plans to use the Bella link to connect our observatories in Chile to Europe. ESO, the European Southern Observatory, is an intergovernmental astronomy organization with 16 member states in Europe and a host state that is Chile, where we run our telescopes. These are located in the Atacama Desert, some in the north of it, near Antofagasta city, and others in the south of it, near La Serena city. Paranal is located near to Antofagasta, and there we run the VLT, Very Large Telescope, with 4 8-meter class telescopes that can work independently. Also survey telescopes that are wide-angle cameras to the sky, the VLTI interferometer, the largest interferometer in the world for optical data, and we are building there the ELT, the largest optical telescope in the world. In the south of the Atacama Desert, we have La Silla, where we run several 4-meter class telescopes, some of them the oldest one in the world, and some of the most productive instruments for example, the search of extrasolar planets. In addition to these two sites, ESO is also present in the Chacnatoro plain in the high Andes near Antofagasta, where we partner with institutions from the United States and Japan to run ALMA and some other minor instruments. How does ESO operate? Well, we receive proposals from scientists from all around the world, and these are evaluated by a scientific committee composed of astronomers that are peers of the people that is sending the proposals, and then are selected. Once they are selected, they are assigned observation blocks to be executed. Then we go to the operations phase, where the people that is running the operations in the telescope prepare the operations, perform the observations in multiple modes, and finally the information or data collected during the observation is sent to the ESO archive in our headquarters in Germany, where they are stored and offered first to the initial researchers during an embargo period, and then to the community. But we are here to talk about networks. Before having an efficient network, ESO used to transfer hard disks between the observatories and our headquarters. Later, we started to use satellite links to at least being capable of running a video conference. Finally, by 2010, we developed a fiber link between the observatories and Santiago, and were able to connect in Santiago to the academic network to send data from Chile to Europe. Our network is basically based with a main node in Santiago and connected to the different observatories by different media. Some of them are fiber, some of them are microwave, and then the main bottleneck is the internet connection that connects us to our headquarters in Garching, near Munich, in Germany. Most of our networks today go from South America to the United States and then Europe. Some of them using academic networks with a better predictability, and some of them using commercial internet where we cannot predict the quality of the links. So latencies, bandwidth, etc., even having a nominal specification, are left to the internet to decide. With this network configuration, we have three main use cases for our operation. The first one is basic, is transferring the data from the observing sites to Europe. And this is called the scientific data transfer, and it's a case that is basically dependent on the capacity that we have. The other two cases are related to remote operation, where an operations team is in our headquarters working together with the people in the telescopes to perform an observation, or where we have a researcher working in their home institutions and observing the execution of the observations in the observatories via their internet connection. An example of this is this screenshot that was taken from the screen of an astronomer working away from the telescope and showing the actual execution of the observation in the observatory. This use case in particular requires to transfer high-frequency data, so multiple frames per second, to a remote place, and is one of the most demanding in terms of network. To perform these cases, we have a few issues today. Our links are not as predictable as we want, and this causes some interruptions or reduce the quality of our operation, so we need to improve on this. In the future, we expect these cases, in particular, remote operations, to be each day more frequent, in particular with the start of the ELT runs. And also, we will require more data because the bigger the telescope, the more complex the instruments, the biggest amount of data we need to transfer from the observatory to the archive. That's why we are quite interested in VELA. VELA, first, is predictable, so academic networks are not completely oversubscribed, and the routes are the most direct feasible. Also, the capacity is increased compared to the commercial links. And with this, we have started testing, and we have seen an improved latency over a 20% better than the latency we have in 2020s. And with this, we have seen a better use case, in particular for the remote operations. Also with VELA, we know that we have more capacity to send data, and we could dream on, for example, sending the data almost online from the observation site to the astronomer for them to analyze and correct observations. Our future challenges are basically take advantage of these new capabilities, the reduced latency and increased bandwidth, improving our tools for remote observation and working together with the research team, and also delivering the data faster than today to the research team. With these capabilities, VELA will allow us to improve our operations and provide better science for the research teams.